Hello, I am going to take you through how to find the information you need to complete a career exploration project on MyBlueprint. Okay, so first of all, you are going to go to the Who Am I part of the menu. You click on that. Okay, there'll be several surveys. If you haven't already completed the 5 surveys that are here, you'll want to click them now. You'll have a blue button here that you'll click on, and each one has maybe 20 questions to get to the heart of your personality, your learning style, your interests, your knowledge, and your motivations. Now, I have already completed all 5 of those, so you can see mine are green. I could look and view my report about who I am as a learner and as a person, but today we're focusing on looking at the careers that these surveys have generated. So I'm not going to be clicking on those reports at all. Instead, what I'm going to do is go to the match results. Now, depending on what you put as your answers in those surveys, MyBlueprint will make a long list of occupations that might be of interest to you. Now, just so you know, it might make 70 or 80 career suggestions, and they might be pulled out of like 2 or 3 questions that you answered in those surveys. So some of them might not seem interesting to you at all, but the whole idea is to expose you to as many different jobs that you might not have considered. So it is a worthwhile list to really review. Okay, so if you see a job there, think, I wonder what that's about. If you click this blue Get Started button, you will get a 10 question survey, and it's basically talking about skills and interests that people who are in that career should have, and you'll rank whether or not you're interested in those or not. As you can see, I have done that for 3 occupations that came up for me, and depending on your answers, it'll tell you, okay, you're an 80% match or you're 20% match or whatever it might be. Once you've done that, you can take a look at the information about that career. So, and I should also note, you can also hit the heart if it's something that you do think is really interesting, and it'll always come to the top of your list. Okay, so I'm going to click on anesthesiologist. So here you'll find in the first overview, you'll see what they do. It tells you the amount of education you need. So to become an anesthesiologist, it's a type of doctor, so you have to go to university to do that. It gives you an overview of the outlook. I'll show you in a moment where you can get more information about the outlook. Most careers have an estimated salary here, a range of how much you can expect to get paid. Anesthesiologists are a little bit different, so they don't. But almost every career you'll find will have the salary right here. Talks about the workplace, things to keep in mind, and then something that is really useful is they all have related videos that link to YouTube videos that are either interviews about someone who is in that career or someone talking about how to become whatever that career is. This is really useful. These are not long videos, and if you're interested, I would highly recommend that you watch a couple of these videos to get a better idea of what's going on. If you continue scrolling down, it talks about important skills. So these are skills, soft skills that you're going to need to have if you're going into this career. Finally, at the bottom of the overview, it has related occupations, which is kind of handy. It gives you an idea of some things that you might be interested in that suit people with similar personalities. Okay, so if I go back up to the top, you'll see the second tab is Outlook. So remember I told you that it had that 3-star review of the Outlook. This is here where you can get more details. It talks about in each province the Outlook. So you can see if it's 3 stars, it's a really good Outlook. No stars mean that it's probably on the decline. It also has a graph that shows employment growth. So you can see here for this one, the trend line is going up. So that's a really good thing. There's going to be more and more jobs available. If the trend line's going down, it doesn't mean that it's not a viable option. It just means that you need to be aware that there are fewer and fewer jobs available. So it is going to be more competitive to get a job in that career. Okay, some of them have job related postings, but many of them do not. Okay, so then requirements. This tab tells you about how you become. So it tells you where you have to go to school, or if you have to go to school to become one. And then right here is where it's really useful. It talks about what it takes, the different steps to become whatever that career is, right? So to become an anesthesiologist, it shows that you need a Bachelor of Science degree, and then it talks about all the things you need after you get that Bachelor of Science degree, because it is a doctor, it requires a lot. Most wouldn't have a list this long, but this will help give you kind of a roadmap, an idea of where you'd be going after high school if it's something you're interested in. Now, the potential programs, if you click on View Programs, this will take you to college and university programs that might help you towards that career. Now keep in mind, these are a little bit more general, and they might not relate really specifically to your career, but it is an interesting thing to look at to get an idea of some different possibilities for your post-secondary education. Now, this is where it's good to note, if you are looking at these or you at any time get lost in MyBlueprint, because link to link things can get a little mixed up, you kind of lose track of where you're supposed to be, you can always, you're like, oh, I want to get back to my list of careers, you can always click on the Who Am I? It's always there on the left hand side, and it'll take you back to the surveys, and you'll click on Match Results, and you will be back to your list of careers. Okay, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just reach out and I can help you out. Thank you very much.